I'm John Jose and welcome to Global News. From the SCB approval of the 2026 consecration of the United States, the Sacred Heart of Jesus, to the Nigerian pastor who will be honored with the Courage to be Christian award for his faith, we have many stories to cover. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops has approved the consecration of the United States to the Sacred Heart of Jesus in 2026 to coincide with the country's 250th anniversary. To help Catholics prepare for this event, Bishop Kevin Rothers announced that the bishops will create prayer resources including a novena along with other materials for use by dioceses, parishes and various Catholic groups. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops will consecrate the nation to the Sacred Heart of Jesus in 2026 as part of the Church commemoration of 250th anniversary of the United States. Bishop Kevin Rothers of Fort Wayne, South Bend, Indiana, the chairman of USCB Committee on Religious Liberty, presented the action item during the November General Assembly. The bishops voted in favor of the consecration, which will be carried out on June 12th, the Solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. In post X, the USCB stated that bishops would provide prayer resources and novena leading up to the solemnity and opportunities for dioceses and parishes to engage the faithful through adoration and works of mercy. Though this act of consecration, the bishop seeks to renew devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus and to recognize the kingship of Christ, perfecting the temporal order with the spirit of the gospel, the post read. Bishop Rothers stated that entrusting the nation to care and love of Jesus' Sacred Heart on 250th anniversary was an opportunity to promote the beautiful devotion to the Sacred Heart among the people. The diocese will also provide the faithful with catechetical materials on devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus in various languages. Catholics will also be invited to participate in acts of devotion such as 250 hours of Eucharistic adoration or 250 works of mercy as part of the commemoration. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church is mourning another tragic wave of violence against its members after one of the deadliest weeks of the year in the Oromia regional state, where more than 25 Orthodox Christians were killed in a series of coordinated attacks.
The Department of Public Relations of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church said that more than 25 civilians were killed in the East RC zone, Oromia state, during the month of October. In a statement issued on October 29th, the department stated that the victims were followers of the church in the area. The Public Relations Department collected information from the diocesan to local congregation levels and confirmed that more than 25 innocent people were killed, including in the Honklu Wabe and Meritina Guna Voredas. A local church source reported that 3 civilians were killed and 4 others were abducted in what he described as a religion-based attack by unidentified gunmen around 10 p.m. on Monday, October 27, 2025, in Hela Sibaba Kebele, Shirka Voreda, East RC zone of the Oromia regional state. The source, who spoke on condition of anonymity due to security concerns, said the victims were killed in a brutal manner by the assailants. According to the religious leader, the victims were taken from their homes and shot, noting that similar acts in the area have been occurring since 2021 and have intensified over time. He added that roughly 190 people have been killed in comparable incidents since 2021. The victims were confirmed to be members of the Orthodox Tewahedo Church. The individuals killed in October 27 attack were identified as Mamusha Derby, Tijis Jima and Jisu Ketema. Their funeral was held on Tuesday, October 28 at the Sembaba Arsema Church. Members of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Ethiopia have strongly denounced the recent attacks on Oromia region that resulted in the loss of lives and the destruction of property belonging to the Catholic community members. In a statement released on November 4th, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Ethiopia urged the government to take immediate and effective action to safeguard citizens and prevent further acts of violence. They added that the attacks have led to the loss of life and the destruction of property belonging to the members of Catholic community.
The Philippine Catholic Church has identified 7 new martyrs who gave their lives for the gospel, most of them victims of persecution in the nation's south. CBCP Secretary General Monsignor Bernardo Pantin said these individuals shed their blood between 2000 and the present amid violent opposition to the good brought by the gospel. Let's take a closer look at the report.
The Philippine Catholic Church has identified 7 new martyrs who gave their lives for their faith, most of them victims of persecution in the nation's south. The Bishops' Conference said that the list was submitted to the Vatican's Commission on New Martyrs, Witnesses of the Faith for the Jubilee year 2025. Catholic Bishops' Conference of Philippines Secretary General Monsignor Bernardo Panton shared that these individuals shed their blood between 2000 and the present because of violent opposition to the good brought by the gospel. Among them was Father Royal Gallardo, a Claretian missionary who was abducted by Abu Sayyaf bandits in Basilian province in 2000. He was tortured for his faith and killed after 44 days in captivity. Also remembered are Junri Barbante, Janine Arenas, Evangeline Arumin, and Risa Daniel, who lost their lives in the bombing at Mindanao State University in Marwai City on December 3, 2023. The explosion, which took place during a Sunday mass inside University Gymnasium, was carried out by militants linked to Islamic State group who targeted Catholics in predominantly Muslim city. In Niva Ecija, Father Marcelito Tito Pace was fatally shot on December 4, 2017 after helping secure the release of a political prisoner from the provincial jail. Known for his lifelong commitment to human rights, social justice and welfare of poor and marginalized farmers, Pace dedicated his ministry to serving those most in need. Alberto Pinagawa, a lay leader and Eucharistic minister from Cagayan de Oro, was killed on December 24, 2009 for his opposition to illegal logging and mining operations in Minano. A defender of Lumad ancestral lands, Pinagawa had received multiple threats prior to his death for protecting forests and indigenous communities from exploitation. In 2023, Pope Francis established a special commission to investigate modern-day killings of Christians and identify those he calls new martyrs of the 21st century. The Pope assigned this task to the Dicastery for the Causes of Saints Commission on New Martyrs, Witnesses of Faith, which is responsible for compiling the global catalogue of Christian witnesses. The commission seeks to honor those who have given their lives for Christ and to underscore the ongoing reality of martyrdom in the modern world. In 2024, Pope Francis also encouraged dioceses worldwide to commemorate their own saints, blesseds, and candidates for beatification each November 9th. He emphasized that even those he calls the saints next door, individuals recognized for their heroic Christian witness and exemplary holiness, should be included in these celebrations. The initiative aims to help Catholics reconnect with and preserve the memory of faithful disciples whose lives continue to inspire holiness and hope within their own local communities.
Archbishop Paul Cockley of Oklahoma City has been elected as the new president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, with Bishop Daniel E. Flores of Brownsville elected as vice president. The two were chosen from a slate of 10 nominees. Archbishop Cockley secured the presidency after winning a runoff on the third ballot against Bishop Flores with a vote count of 128 to 109. Archbishop Paul Cockley of Oklahoma City has been elected as the next president of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops on November 11th. Bishop Daniel Flores of Brownsville, Texas, who came second in the secret ballot, was chosen as a vice president. The election was held during the Fourth Plenary Assembly in Baltimore, Maryland. The new leaders were elected from among 10 candidates nominated by their fellow bishops. In a statement posted on X, Archbishop Paul Cockley wrote that he was humbled by the trust which his brother bishops placed in him and that he was accepting the burden of leadership in faith and with great hope. Archbishop Cockley will succeed the former President Archbishop Timothy Broglio to serve a 3-year term. The 70-year-old Archbishop was consecrated a bishop in 2004 and has been serving the Oklahoma City in Archdiocese since 2011. He is an ardent promoter of culture of life and strongly opposes gender ideology. The newly elected Vice President Daniel Flores is a former president of the USCB Committee of Doctrine. 60-year-old Flores holds a doctorate in sacred theology and is a former theology professor. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of India has expressed deep sorrow over the deadly explosion near Delhi's Red Fort, offering prayers and condolences to the victims' families. Church leaders, including Father Savrimuthu and United Christian Forum convener A.C. Michael, called for unity, peace, and restraint, urging authorities to bring the perpetrators to justice. Indian Orthodox Primate Basilius Martha Matthews III also condemned the attack, denouncing the forces of violence that threaten India's harmony and progress, as officials continue investigating the incident under anti-terror laws.
Catholic Bishops' Conference of India has expressed deep sorrow and grief over the deadly car explosion that struck near Delhi's historic Red Fort on Monday evening. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the bishops conveyed their heartfelt condolences to the families of those who lost their lives, assuring them of the church's prayer and support. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and their loved ones during this time of great pain. We also pray for the swift recovery of those who were injured, the statement said. Father Shavrimuthu Shankar, spokesperson for the Catholic Church in New Delhi, also offered condolences on behalf of the local church community. He also affirmed the church's unwavering commitment to peace, unity, and interfaith harmony, urging authorities to thoroughly investigate the incident and bring the perpetrators to justice. United Christian Forum convener A.C. Michael called on both the government and civil society to remain united and vigilant in preserving communal peace. He cautioned against divisive rhetoric and emphasized the shared responsibility for all citizens to prevent violence and maintain social harmony. Indian Orthodox Church Primate Basilius Martha Mat III joined in condemning the attack, expressing solidarity with the victims' families and denouncing the evil forces attempting to disrupt world peace and India's progress through such acts of terror. Meanwhile, the authorities have taken the investigation very seriously and have registered a case under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and Explosive Act, signaling that the blast is treated as an act of terrorism.
A Turkish military transport aircraft crashed near the border between Georgia and Azerbaijan with at least 20 people on board. The plane reportedly disappeared from radar soon after entering Georgian airspace and did not send a distress signal before the crash. Rescue and investigation efforts are underway, with regional authorities working to determine what caused the accident.
Turkey confirmed that all 20 soldiers aboard a Turkish Air Force C-130 Hercules died when the aircraft crashed in eastern Georgia this Tuesday. The flight, originating from Ganja, Azerbaijan, lost radar contact shortly after takeoff near Singanagi, close to the border. No distress signal was received, and the Georgian authorities reported heavy smoke at the remote site. Defense Minister Yasser Gulder described the victims as martyred heroes and released their names and photographs. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan expressed profound grief, ordering a full investigation. A joint Turkish-Georgian team is examining the wreckage for mechanical failure or external factors. No preliminary cause has been identified. Azerbaijan offered condolences while US, Qatar, and manufacturer Lockheed Martin pledged technical support. This marks Turkey's deadliest military aviation incident since 2020. National flags fly at half-mast as Turkey honors the fallen personnel.
Nigerian preacher Tobias Yahai is set to receive the Aid to the Church in Needs Courage to be Christian award during the annual Red Wednesday Mass. He is being honored for his bravery in continuing his ministry after surviving life-threatening stabbing attack by extremists. Yahai has said he is dedicating the award to his family and to persecuted Christians around the world.
A Nigerian pastor is set to receive a bravery award for his courage in continuing his ministry after surviving a life-threatening stabbing attack by extremists. Tobias Yahaya will receive Aid to the Church in Needs Courage to be a Christian award on November 19th at St. George's Cathedral. A group of extremists broke into Yahaya's bedroom and stabbed him in the chest as he lay in the bed. According to doctors, the wounds were life-threatening and he was just inches away from death. Yahaya said he feels deeply humbled and honored to receive the award. The incident was the third and the most severe of a series of attacks against him, all confirmed in court as religiously motivated. Despite the assault, he returned to his ministry after 3 months. Though he sometimes feels afraid to continue, Yahaya said he will do whatever it takes to share his faith. The award to be presented to Yahya recognizes remarkable individuals who have demonstrated courage amid persecution of their Christian faith, expressing his deep gratitude for being selected for this year's honor, which will be presented during the annual Red Wednesday Mass. Yahya said that he is dedicating it to his family and to the persecuted Christians around the world.
That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.